guys, today I will show you how to add and subtract two matrices. The idea is pretty straightforward. There is one thing that you should keep in mind, that your matrices have to have the same order or size or dimension that can be defined by the number of rows and columns in your matrix. Say you're given these two matrices and you need to add them. You need to find the sum. So the first matrix has the order 2 by 2, since it has 2 rows and 2 columns, or sometimes it's called a square matrix because the number of rows basically equals to a number of columns. So it's 2 by 2. So again, the first number defines a number of rows, and there are 2 rows in this matrix, and the second number defines the number of columns, and there are exactly 2 columns. The same goes for the second matrix. So the second matrix has the same order, which is 2 by 2, since it has 2 rows and 2 columns. Now you can only add or subtract two matrices if they have precisely the same order. Otherwise, we are not able to add or subtract matrices. Now, in order to subtract or add two matrices, all you do is just add or subtract the corresponding elements or integers and place this sum into corresponding spots in the resulting matrix. I will show you what I mean by that. So for the first one, your resulting matrix has the same size, the same order as these two given matrices. So it's 2 by 2. Now, all you do is just add the corresponding elements or integers. So for the first one, for the first row, you add these 2 and 3, and you place it over here. For the second row, similarly, you add the 7 and negative 2. So 7 plus negative 2, which basically gives you 7 minus 2. For the second column, you would have negative 6 plus 7. And finally, the last element over here, it's going to be 8 plus 5. Alright, I'm just spelling it out. I mean, you could do these things in your head. It's not that difficult. So all you do is just calculate and compute these numbers. So your resulting matrix becomes 2 plus 3, 5. 7 minus 2, 5. Minus 6 plus 7, 1. And 8 plus 5 gives you 30. So that's your sum, that's your resulting matrix for these two. Now, moving on. Say you have these two matrices, and it happens to be just a column matrix. You have only one column and 2 rows. So this kind of special types of matrices, sometimes it's called a column matrix. Anyway, the same idea. So notice that the size of the first matrix is 2 by 1, since you have 2 rows and 1 column. And for the second matrix, you have the same size or the same order. So 2 by 1. So your resulting matrix has the same size, so 2 by 1. Now, all you do is just add the corresponding elements or inches and place them and put the sum in the corresponding place or position or spot in the resulting matrix. So 3 plus 6 gives you 9, and 4 plus minus 1 gives you 3. So that's gonna be your resulting matrix for that one. Now, the same rule, the same idea applies for subtraction. Just subtract the corresponding elements. The size of given matrices is 3 by 2, since you have 3 rows and 2 columns. So your resulting matrix has the same size. It's gonna be 3 by 2. I mean, you don't have to write this size explicitly like the way I do. I'm just emphasizing and kind of highlighting it. And anyway, make sure that your matrices have the same size. Otherwise, you are not able to add or subtract them. That's the golden rule over here. Alright, so let's subtract them. So the same rule. 5 minus 3 gives you 2. 4 minus 1. Be careful, since we're subtracting and some elements have negative sign in front, so just some of the elements would become positive overall. So 4 minus 1 gives you 5. The second row, 0 minus 2, negative 2, minus 2 minus 5 becomes 5 minus 2, which is 3. And finally, the last row, 1 minus 1 gives you 0, and 3 minus 0 gives you 3. That's your final resulting matrix for that one. Alright, how about this one? So this is two matrices, they are basically a row matrices. So you are given just one row, sometimes it's called a vector, if you will. So you have two vectors, so it's only one row, and you are given 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So the size or the order of these matrices is 1 by 4. So the same size, the resulting matrix has the same size, so it's 1 by 4. And the same rule. So minus 5 minus 1 gives you negative 6. It's your first element, first entry in the resulting matrix. 4 minus 3 gives you 1. Minus 3 minus 7 gives you negative 10. And finally, the last entry, the last element, 8 minus 8, it comes out to be 0. So that's your final resulting vector or a column matrix for these two matrices. Alright, with this being said, huge thanks for watching and train your brain. And by the way, I have more videos on matrices, how to multiply two matrices, how to multiply a matrix by number, how to find the reverse of a matrix, or how to find a determinant of a matrix, and all these links will be down below in the description box. And if you are after these videos and these explanations, feel free and definitely check them out. Alright, and I forgot. You know, everyone hates math, but if you like my video, please hit this like, share with your friends, leave the comments down below, and be sure to smash that subscribe button if you haven't, so you will not miss out my new videos. What's next? Alright.